What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. Coming to you guys today with my Elimination Chamber 2023 predictions. As you guys know, Elimination Chamber is this Saturday, and I want to give you guys my predictions and a few of my thoughts of what I think could possibly play out in some of these matches. Who do I think will win, and where do I see it going with the potential winners of these matches? So I'm not gonna waste your time. We're gonna get into it with the first match. This was confirmed just last night. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, one-on-one. I think in this match it's going to be a very hard-hitting match to a degree, but as much as I think I would love to see a winner, I don't think we're going to get to see a winner here, unfortunately. I think we're going to get to see probably going to end up seeing a DQ or like a double type of finish, and that'll probably lead to like the WrestleMania match. I could be wrong. If we do get a finish, I could see Brock Lesnar winning because Bobby Lashley mainly had the upper hand in this feud for the most part. So I think if they were to have a clean finish, then I would have Brock Lesnar win. But me personally, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna end up like a DQ type of finish or something like that. But if I can't just stick with my guns on that, then I'm just go with Brock Lesnar to win, and then they'll probably have their final match at WrestleMania. If you haven't, caught Raw last night, they kind of teased it more. If it was more apparent, if anything, that Bobby Lashley is pretty much gonna turn heel, or he's showing more of his heel side as of late with this feud, and it's kind of been hinting at the Hurt Business reforming. So maybe we'll get to see that be a factor coming out of Mania or even at Mania itself, but we will have to see. But I do have Brock Lesnar winning, but I don't think it's going to be a very clean win. The next match is a mixed tag match. We have Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. I don't know how this match is going to play out. Honestly, I could see it going either way. I can see Finn and Rhea possibly winning, and then maybe Edge gets his win at the at WrestleMania. But I don't know. I really don't know. Me personally, I could see Edge and Beth Phoenix winning. I'm gonna probably just stick with Edge and Beth Phoenix winning probably. Because of Rhea, she's pretty much gonna be in the title picture at WrestleMania, so she can focus pretty much solely on that. And yeah, and Finn Balor could probably get his win back at WrestleMania inside of Hell in a Cell, which is probably what I'm speculating is probably going to happen between these two. But the next match is the first of two Elimination Chamber matches. The first one for the United States Championship. We have the champion Austin A-Town Down Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. Now, in this match, who do I think is going to win? I think Austin Theory is going to retain here. I think Austin Theory is going to retain, and he's probably going to carry that title into Mania. Probably have a showdown with John Cena. If they decide to go that route, I don't know. It depends on John Cena's work schedule and everything that is going to happen. But I do ultimately think that Austin Theory is going to retain. If I would be very shocking to me if we did crown new champion. If I'm looking at the current competitors for this match, who do I think would be a great U.S. champion if Austin Theory does indeed drop the title? I think Montez Ford. I think Montez Ford would be a great U.S. champion. I think a lot of us as fans really want to see him get that push and see him really break off from the Street Profits and really show what he can do on his own. We're not going to discredit Angelo Dawkins, but I think for the most part, the fans really want to see what Montez Ford can do. We've seen a little bit of glimpses of what he can do against Seth Rollins. We've seen what he can do against Roman Reigns, and both of those matches were very entertaining matches. So I think that is something that a lot of those fans would love to see. Maybe we'll get to see it maybe some point down the line this year. Or maybe they can even pull the trigger right now and have him win the U.S. title. Who knows? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Montez Ford's going to win right now. Maybe if they do a draft, maybe he goes to SmackDown and wins the IC title or something like that. Maybe something like that would happen. But right now, I do think Austin Theory is going to hold on to that United States Championship just a little bit longer. But that is my prediction for that match. On to the next match. we have the Elimination Chamber match, number one contendership for a match with Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39. Who do we have? Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, Natalia, Carmella, Asuka, and Liv Morgan. Um, Off the bat, I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna be honest. Nikki Cross is not winning. Carmella's not winning. Um, Natalia, it would. She's not winning either. I know it probably would, for a lot of people, for a few people, it probably makes sense just because it's the home crowd. But I don't see her winning either. Raquel Rodriguez, I don't think she's winning either. I think it would be cool to see her win, but I don't think it's gonna happen either. I mean, personally, if I'm looking at this right, and this is just being a little fancy booking here, I would have personally Raquel lose, and maybe if they do a draft or something, have Raquel go to. Well, Raquel stays on SmackDown. Have Raquel stay on SmackDown, and maybe coming out of Mania, maybe have her face Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. If you haven't seen their feud that they had at NXT, was very entertaining. Maybe they revisit that on the main roster. I think for the fans who probably were introduced to them on NXT, we'll love to see them go back at it for the for again, but this time with the title on the line. I would love to see what these two can do on the main roster compared to what they did in NXT. Probably even top what they did in NXT, in my personal opinion. But here's my thing: what I think is going to happen in this match, I think it's going to play into. It has to play into the Royal Rumble, and it has to play into the whole Rhea Ripley thing. I think Rhea Ripley, if she's good, she's gonna probably end up winning that title at WrestleMania. So she's pretty much gonna end up being on SmackDown. So you pretty much had a Raw star go to SmackDown. You pretty much have to do some type of trade almost and have somebody that's almost equally matched with her to go to Raw. And I know, and if I would have personally picked Asuka if Rhea stayed on Raw, because I think that would have made sense for her to face Charlotte, because they do have history. Because ever since she lost against Charlotte at WrestleMania 34, her career hasn't really been the same. It hasn't had that trajectory that it had when they were NXT. So maybe they could have revisit that, but I think if you're gonna have Rhea go to SmackDown, you gotta have somebody that's kind of from like her on SmackDown to go to Raw, so it's equally matched. So this is where my pick comes into play. I will have Liv Morgan win the Elimination Chamber match. She does have the experience. They've been kind of playing it up. She's had the most experience in this match. She's been in the most Elimination Chamber matches out of all the women right now. And she was the runner-up in the Elimination Chamber. I think what you could do with that is you play that story, and not only that, but you kind of have a follow-up from the Rumble. Her being in the final two, they have some type of story where there's a follow-up to that, and have her win the Rumble, and have her go on her face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Now, I know what people are going to say, well, shouldn't it be a face for heel dynamic? Well, what you could do is maybe have Bianca play more of the heel in this feud, and that kind of leans towards what a lot of fans want for her to turn heel. And I think this is probably like the first step to get to that. Maybe in this feud, she does play the heel, downplaying Liv at every twist and turn. And I think you can build a good story out of that. And I think Liv Morgan is this is a way you can build a new star. I think you've had opportunities to make her a star, but they never really capitalized on it. And I think and Asuka, she's pretty much a made star, and I think you could have her lose, and it probably wouldn't do too much to her character, in my opinion. I think what you could do with Asuka is gonna probably play into it as well. If you have Liv Morgan win at WrestleMania, you could have Asuka be the first challenger coming out of Mania. I think that would be a good feud going into the spring and the summer for those few for pay-per-view or two or something. And I think that can definitely get Liv even more over. And you could do something else with Asuka in the meantime. I think you could do. There's some things that you can still do. There's still something that you probably do with her, and I think Liv deserves it. I think she, from her Royal Rumble victory, from her winning Money in the Bank last year, her reign didn't go as well, so maybe this is their chance to redo that and make up for that, and maybe give us the reign that we kind of wanted from her, and give us a little bit more from her. I think it's just the booking. Maybe this time the booking is a little bit better with Triple H. So I definitely think Liv Morgan definitely deserves to win this match. I think the you have to understand when you're in these matches, sometimes the experience does end up being in your favor. And I think someone who's very experienced should have all the moment, should be very up there as far as prediction wise. So I'm gonna have Liv Morgan winning. And it's not just me being it's not just favoritism. I just think it just better to have somebody built up to be a new star. I think she definitely deserves to be up there with Bianca and others who are outside the Four Horsemen being built up to be at the very top of the women's division. I think she definitely deserves to be at the very top of the women's division. So I think this is a good way to continue to push that going forward. Um, so yeah, my prediction is Liv Morgan, and I do have her win the Chamber and go into WrestleMania. Up next, and which is gonna be the main event, Roman Reigns defending the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against Montreal, Canada's hometown hero, Sami Zayn. Man, this feud that they've been having between these two has been very perfect. I think the execution was perfect from them pulling the trigger at Royal Rumble. I know there people saw it coming. I was one of the people that kind of felt like it was going to happen. If definitely if they were going to have them face Elimination Chamber, which is the whole rumor that was going on at the time. So I think they had to pull the trigger. But in this match, I think we can all agree, as much as we love Sami, it would be a very cool moment to have him win that match. But I think Roman's going to retain. I think this is probably what's going to happen in this match. I think we're going to have a lot of close calls in this match for sure. I think Sami is probably, I think this is what's going to happen. Sami is going to pretty much have Roman right where he want him, have him in position to be pinned, and none for none other than Jey Uso, the guy that they've been, having some type of connection, from Jey not really being on the side with Sami to him coming around to Sami, and they've been best of buddies. And then, this past week on SmackDown, he pretty much just said, I acknowledge you, Jey. You don't have to go down with the ship. There's a way out for you. I think Jey's going to turn on Sami and keep realign himself with the bloodline and Roman Reigns and help him retain. And they're probably going to do like a beatdown for none other than his best friend, Canada's own, Kevin Owens, to come down to make the save. We have not seen Kevin Owens since the Royal Rumble, so maybe he returns to help Sami in this match. And this leads to Sami and Kevin reforming and going up against the Usos for the titles, the tag team championships at WrestleMania. So I definitely think that's what's probably going to end up happening and playing out, and they will end up having Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania. So I definitely think that's probably what's going to happen as well. Maybe we get to see Cody come down and confront Roman for the very first time face to face, and then we'll go from there with that story. And then coming out of that, you have another story with the tag team championships. You have a new star being made in the Elimination Chamber. You have Austin Theory retaining this championship. You have coming out there's another one more match between Edge and Finn Balor, and you have Brock Lesnar and Bobby going for their one final match at WrestleMania as well. So I think there's different stories coming out of this with my picks. But that is the end of this video. Leave your picks down in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win these matches? Who do you want to see win? Do you agree with my predictions? Do you see them playing out? Do you think they make sense? Leave that all down in the comment section down below. There are only 5 matches on this card, so that's very interesting. I'm glad that they didn't go with a big match card. So let's get 5 likes. There's 5 matches on this card. Let's get 5 likes on this video. I'll do more videos just like this one. Also, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. That very helps me out because we're trying to reach 500 by WrestleMania. So you guys, if you are new, if you're a wrestling fan, please subscribe to my channel. Help me get to that milestone. I have more wrestling content on the way this week, so you guys do not want to miss it. I will probably, me and Jugs will be reviewing the 2018 Elimination Chamber. So if you guys want to come through and watch us review that, be on the lookout for that. That will come in later today as well. So you guys do not want to miss some of the wrestling content that I'm dropping or he's dropping or anything like that. But that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for kicking it with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.